I am sleeping. One thing for sure, I am well rested. I slept on yesterday. I woke up like 4 yesterday in the morning. Well, 4 this morning to find out the results. And of course, like I thought, Donald Trump won. And niggas is acting like we did some type of victory or took some type of victory lap. We got motherfuckers Tariq think it's funny. Oh, we smoking on Kamala pack. Okay. I don't know what that's doing for us, but okay. Um, we people were laughing at Plies because yeah, that's what the election was about. Laughing at Plies. Me, I am more of a practical. Yeah, me personally, my thing is I have been checking out what's going to happen with the Department of Education because that's really what I've been focused on. See, what a lot of niggas is doing, a lot of clown shit, running around poking out their chest like they won or like some victory was won for our community. So I came here to just be the voice of reason and explain to y'all what a Donald Trump presidency will mean for us. First thing I started with was listening to news abroad. And based on the European outlets, this is not a good win. This is not a good win. This win has a lot of countries around the world shook. Not so much because he's not going to be in wars and this, but because his trades might start wars. The trade tariffs will cause inflation, mega inflation. And because the House and the Senate have got flipped, he'll be allowed to get a Supreme Court. Nothing will be done on raising wages or job security. He lied about overtime. He he lied about the overtime. Did y'all not read any of the shit that was actually? He said wasn't gonna tax overtime. Yeah, cause they don't plan on paying it. They don't plan on paying. Anyway, I literally looked it up. I literally looked it up. He don't plan on he don't plan on letting if y'all use Google to actually Google the shit that this motherfucker said instead of being worrying about what Barack Obama saying and stupid shit like that, and figure out the policies. Like I was looking at this Department of Education, Slim. If you got a motherfucker, what's going on? If you got a child that's like in special ed or something like that, Slim, I feel sorry for you if you don't make a lot of money because it's going to be hard for your kid to go to school, Slim. And if you in a red state, it's going to be even worse. Nausea, nausea. But when they strip worker protection rights, like breaks and shit like that, and if you don't work it, they just gonna fire you unless you're in the workers union, which is gonna have a lot less protection now, based on a Supreme Court but it's funny because she said thank a union member. Yeah. hmm And one thing we definitely know that those January 6ers are getting out. Another thing we definitely know, that there won't be any more Derek Chauvin incidents. There won't be. States, see, states won't be required to lock up no police for no bad shootings. He didn't do it the first time, yeah, because it was people in place. Thanks, man. It was people in place to assure who wouldn't go but so far. Cause it's time to be laughing about that Q Mob guy. That's funny. It's time to be laughing about that. When your dumb ass 6 months into the next year is either fired because you don't work the 80 hours they want you to work, you don't work the 12 hours mandatory they want to work, and you don't got no unemployment protections, I want you to be laughing then. Y'all niggas is stupid. Y'all don't realize that this is like this shit got ramifications. If you not seriously, again, why am I not as worried? I live in Maryland. You niggas is dumb. This gonna have serious ramifications. If you one of them niggas in one of them states that Trump won, nigga, your life is about to drastically change. If you got kids that go to school, Slim, I feel bad for you. Them motherfuckers gonna say they gonna say the Lord's Prayer, Ten Commandments. They gonna change school curriculum. I seriously, they gonna change school curriculum. Motherfucker, they ain't gonna say nothing about Martin Luther King no more. We used to talk about that. Yeah, Mahar. Niggas is laughing. Yeah. You better think you gonna wish you was a union member when they start taking your job. Yeah, the shit that happened to Tyree Nichols, ain't nobody gonna go to jail now. I was sitting here reading because the first thing I thought about, oh yeah, and say goodbye to reparations. Say goodbye to reparations. That was fun while it lasted. Because a 7-2 conservative Supreme Court will never allow, no matter who the president is. Let me say this to you smart, dumb niggas. Say goodbye to reparations. It was fun to talk about it while we was talking about it. But now we've almost solidified it's not gonna happen at least for the next 40 years. 30 if we lucky. We might have Daniel Cameron as a Supreme Court justice. But we got to shut D.O. Hewley up. I knew the shit was gonna happen. I was looking at how niggas was reacting. I said, man, niggas is thinking this is a game. Niggas like, I want reparations. I do too. But I understand the landscape of the politics. Yeah, passion. Clarence Thomas going to quit, knowing that Trump gonna be in charge and put another right winger. He got his money. Y'all doing a lot of giggling and not really paying attention. Like y'all niggas laughing until your niece can't go to school somewhere. Your sister can't afford child care. It's some states that's trying to take away the free breakfast program. No, she wasn't, Mahari. Shut your big head ass up. She wasn't Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin was a cum swallowing idiot. She was smarter than Sarah Palin. She was smarter than Sarah Palin. Republicans already had a super majority in the SCOTUS. Yeah, that's true. Maxwell. But they didn't try to expand the court. To expand the court, you need votes from Congress. You can't just expand the court. What are you talking about? They talking about replacing judges that's gonna retire. That's the thing. If it stays 6-3 with keeping younger voters, I mean keeping younger justices, and then uh, uh, one of the motherfucking one of the judges that would vote the way we want them to vote leaving, cause they old too. That's 7-2. A bunch of 40-year olds. Y'all niggas stop trying to be contrarian just to be contrarian. Yeah, he could have extended the court. Yeah, people was talking about he should have packed the court. Maybe he should have packed the court. But if I'm not mistaken, you needed the House and the Senate to do that. And Republicans was not letting that shit happen. We gotta understand. Like I said, I was looking at European news. European news is talking about inflation that's going to come to their country based on trade tariffs, but how much that's going to affect the United States too. Biggest thing I've been looking at so far is the Department of Education getting shut down and the EPA getting shut down. I'm like, hold the fuck up. I do want an EPA. I do want a Board of Education. I do want a Department of Education, and you do want an EPA. You want the whole country to turn into Flint. You about to have a motherfucker who is anti-vaccination, anti-medicine, anti-everything being charged of medicine. Y'all, your kids, my son, I'ma slap the shit out of him if he don't. Better wear his fucking mask every day at school. Jabari, I'm gonna tell your goofy ass now, and I'm gonna say this once. Motherfucker, this is not a joke. You wear your mask every day at school until you are 18 years old. You wear a mask every day at school. Start telling your kids, I'm gonna tell his goofy ass again in front of y'all. Wear a mask at school every day. These motherfuckers is about. I'm trying to tell y'all. If they get ready to shut down the Department of Health, not only is it gonna be motherfuckers over here with diseases, sneezing and coughing, it ain't gonna be no medicine they gonna have to take. A lot of these niggas about to lose Obamacare, so they ain't gonna have no health care. It's gonna be a lot of sick people just walking the fuck around. Wear your mask. You hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear mine. I'm serious. There's gonna be a lot of sick people walking around. Y'all got a, we got an idiot in charge. We got shit that we got to do different. You motherfuckers who live in hurricane and flood states, you about to be fucked. But you showed Kamala some shit. Yeah. I looked at that shit at the end of the election. The shit that got me nervous is how white people all over the world, it's like, what the fuck is going on? Do they not know what they just did? I want y'all, seriously, I'm gonna show you. I haven't listened to no American news all day. I want y'all to hear some shit. This is the shit I heard. I haven't listened to no Americans all day. I said I want to see what we look like overseas. That's how you find out.
Shopping for health insurance
Are
is my
you? Oh,
favorite
we gonna
thing to
flip the
do.
city red.
It's
We go. Okay, it's about to be red. All right.
A guy who is a convicted felon, a guy who was responsible for an insurrection on the Capitol, and yet despite all of that, the American electorate is on the verge of turning around and saying, we'll have more of that, please. And yet, with all of that, he is going back to the White House, and the American people have said, yes, we have confidence in you.
possibly with the popular vote as well. Elon
And what we learned is that yes, most Hispanic men think they're white men.
Musk is calling it game, set, and match for Trump. Anyone for test this morning?
Donald Trump and Kamala Harris were seen to be neck and neck when this race started, when polling day began. But at the end of the night, not so much. Donald Trump looks on course to become the 47th president of the United States with all the change that that heralds. Welcome to the News Agents.
The News Agents USA.
It's John.
It's Emily.
It's Lewis. And what an evening. And this, roughly speaking, is the story of this evening. So it's 9:20 in the evening here in Washington, 2 in the morning in the UK. There is no blowout election victory for either side. It is close. Very
And you know what's so funny?
Times latest,
They be having the numbers. They say
leaning Trump.
people feel like
We haven't had
their lives were better under Trump, despite statistics not showing that that's true.
morning in London. I said a bit ago that it was looking a bit dodgy for Kamala Harris, but too close. It is now looking really dismal, and Donald Trump looks like he is on course.
And the people who voted for her the most, black men, black women, and thirdly was Latino
We're
women.
now seeing some decisive results. North Carolina has gone to Trump. Georgia, Trump now has an insurmountable lead. And in the blue wall of Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, yeah, Harris is competitive, but Trump is doing really well.
They think you dang. Half a day, I mean all day.
On course.
They been doing it the British way. I'm not quite sure why they would do that. They basically said these are a bunch of stupid motherfuckers. What are they doing?
I do sing quite often, but tonight is not the
No,
night.
to be calling you the fat lady. No, I am definitely not calling you the fat lady. It is a metaphor for the fact that
Not that Biden would have done better if he had been in this election. I mean, we will never know, but we assume not. But that Kamala Harris could not perform as well as Biden 4 years ago, even in the places where they like him.
Look, one stat that is stunning. At the moment, NBC is projecting that Donald Trump will win 1 in 3 ethnic minority votes in this country. 1 in 3. That is a substantial improvement on his 2020 performance and his 2016 performance. We were asking coming into this, whose coalition was being underestimated?
I wish this dude stopped with the ethnic shit.
Non-college educated voters and augment that coalition with black voters, with Latino voters, who are, I mean, actually, in a weird way, this country is now voting less racially, in a less segregated way, than it has done for a long time. Donald Trump is putting together the most ethnically diverse Republican coalition that we have seen in decades.
It is absolutely fascinating that the one given that a lot of sort of political commentators were saying ahead of this election was that Donald Trump has a ceiling. That was how they described it. That he has a certain number of votes and he doesn't seem to be...
No, but that's because these are white Brits. They look at Hispanics like they're ethnic minorities. No, they're not. He did not get 1 in 3 black votes.
Other people, and he's gonna hit
They counting the Spanish people with us.
Steve Bannon took us through 6 months ago in his kind of MAGA basement how the black Latino...
They don't even know what we know, see? They said black Latino. See, it's certain shit that these limeys don't know. You got to think about it, Pastor Black. They don't even know what we know. That if it was a black voter, if they knew like we knew, the black voter that voted for Trump, he don't like no damn Hispanic. He literally voted for him because he wanted to get rid of the Hispanics.
An Asian vote was going to go for Trump. And we were kind of open-jawed at the time. And it seems as if what we're seeing tonight is that playbook absolutely hitting home.
we've still got a little way to go. We're not yet in the position where Kamala Harris concedes because we've got to see more votes in Pennsylvania, Michigan and Wisconsin. But it doesn't look good for her. You do need to underline just how remarkable this is. I mean, the only time in American history this has happened before was the 1880s when Grover Cleveland became the 22nd and 24th president of the United States. Donald Trump is going to become the 45th and 47th president of the United States. But Grover Cleveland hadn't been responsible for an insurrection at the Capitol in 2021. He hadn't been impeached twice. He hadn't been found guilty on 34 offences, and Donald Trump still awaits sentencing on that. He hasn't faced a whole slew of other charges. And yet, with all of that, he is going back to the White House, and the American people have said, yes, we have confidence in you.
Possibly with the popular vote as well. As things stand, he is winning. He is ahead in the popular vote, which I think no Republican has taken since George Bush in 2004.
This could be his most impressive electoral victory. It could be more...
Somebody explain this to me. So white people can't say nothing to us about what's his name no more? Marion Barry. White people can't say nothing to black people about Marion Barry. This, I don't know what the fuck you talk about, Quebec. Kush God. I don't know what the fuck you talk about, bro.
So if Kamala Harris ends up losing this election, there's going to be a lot of blame. Oh, they should have had an open convention. Biden should have resigned a year ago, or shouldn't have ever even announced for re-election. Oh, the Democrats don't campaign well enough. Oh, they lost Michigan, if they lived in Michigan, because of not enough outreach to the Arab American community over Gaza, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No. It's time, finally. They should have owned up to it in 2016, but everybody wanted to blame Hillary Clinton for not going to Wisconsin and appeasing some fat fuck cheeseheads and feeling their pain, as if they would have ever looked at her and felt
This
that
a
she
white
was
guy.
honest, even if she was. They would have always played that same, oh, I don't trust her, I don't trust her. But no, she should have gone to Wisconsin 500 times. America is about to re-elect the worst
Yeah.
person that's ever held the office of the presidency, and one of the worst people we've ever produced on so many levels. Now, I know he has so many people brainwashed in this country. Like, for instance, if you're saying, well, I think only Trump can fix our economy, you mean the economy with low unemployment, inflation that's come back down to a level that the Fed likes, and record stock market highs? What exactly needs to be fixed there other than your fucking brain and the shows and media you consume that tell you the economy is a disaster? These are blatant lies, but this is what people want to hear. This is what the right and the people in this country on that side want to hear. They want to believe that Democrats are the worst because they want to validate their petty grievances, and Trump amplifies them and makes them feel heard. He's like the Santa Claus. Trump is like the Santa Claus for the petty grievances and the bitter ignorance of so many people in this country. It's like they sit on his lap and say, I'm uncomfortable with some of the immigrants in my town. Well, that's okay. I'll kick them all out and I'll call them animals and savages and filth. Thank you, Santa Trump. That's basically what it is. So we've elected a guy, a 34 times convicted felon, a sexual assaulter, a person who is just of such low
What's up,
class, low leadership qualities, low character, just everything you could possibly not want in a leader. But we've elected him as a country, and it's time to own up to that. If the country could elect Trump now, I don't think it would matter how many times Hillary Clinton went to Wisconsin and said, I care about you. If they still would re-elect, if the country would re-elect Trump now. I just think at this point, our country seems to hate women. No, not in like, I know some of these guys know I love women. Yeah, I'm not talking about the porn you watch or the fantasies you have. I'm talking about loving women and respecting them as people. The country doesn't. Enough people in this country do not. That's just, the actions speak louder than words. The action.
Can we be honest? I'ma be honest. I had niggas tell me they want Trump to win because they don't believe a woman should run the country. They said that about Hillary. I knew they was gonna say that about Kamala. I knew they were gonna say it. I knew it. That's why you ain't see me throw, oh, Barack Obama. That's why I ain't get mad. I was like, well, I'd be lying if I said I ain't hear niggas say that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to say spare nobody. I just had a nigga in the house say that shit to me the day before. And I sat and told him, I said, meanwhile, nigga, you sit there, when your mother died, you was in shambles. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, the funny shit is, y'all niggas will say that shit, but the first thing you do is run to your mother.
Speak loudly right now.
Y'all wild as shit.
They
Y'all
seem to
niggas
hate
wild.
immigrants with melanin, of course. I mean, Trump said it. He likes some immigrants from good countries, and we know what that means. No, it's what the country really cares about is Haitian immigrants in a small town in Ohio. That's what's tearing our country apart and ruining everything. So hate women, hate immigrants, and boy, oh boy, do those dozen or so trans athletes in high school. That is the big issue. We've got to stop that. So we're going to abandon any semblance of help for the people in Gaza. Ukraine might as well cease to exist if Trump takes office. And immigrants have to obviously watch their back, and their status is going to be up in question because his little bearded minion, J.D. Vance, I'm sure is foaming at the mouth to do Stephen Miller's bidding. That's all this was worth that. All this was worth putting Trump back in office. A collection of delusional and petty grievances. This is our country. That's it. This is our country. It's no longer like, no. Millions and millions of people saw what Trump did. They've decided January 6th doesn't matter. Felony convictions don't matter.
And before you go to Jason Black and he get to start lying saying that they blaming black people, they're not. They're actually blaming Hispanics. The Young Turks tried to say, it's not enough black people voted for Donald Trump for them to blame us. Not enough black people voted for Donald Trump for them to blame us. So if anybody say that they blame it, listen, watch this. Nigga Felix, most of y'all Hispanic men voted for Trump. I told you, Felix, y'all motherfuckers walk around think y'all white men with accents.
President-elect again, he just became $1 billion richer, at least on paper, as social media stock DJT surging ahead of the opening bell. And just moments ago, you can see that's not all that's up.
Nobody cares about that shit.
People who rated the economy voted. If you only knew that, you probably could have predicted the outcome of the election.
It turns out it is the economy, stupid.
All right, Harry, thank you very much. Let's go over to Phil Mattingly now at the Magic Wall to find out how and where these sentiments on the economy play the most.
They keep, I always hear that shit. They was talking about how Latino voters favored Donald Trump. It was first thing this morning. Listen.
Night too, Leslie. Good to see you this morning. But we have to talk about that Latino vote.
Look at this ugly looking Spanish.
We are family oriented and we believe it.
See, listen. Felix, what you mean what y'all do?
We truly believe that the Republican Party platform 100% is what the Latino community needs, because we are family oriented and we believe in those principles. Just period. End of story.
One of the very important keys to Donald Trump's victory was getting a larger share of votes from Latinos. Our CBS News exit poll showed Trump got 45% of the Latino vote. That's 11% more than in 2020. Now, that may be a record for a Republican presidential candidate. The last one to get such a large share of Latino support was former President George W. Bush, and that was back in 2004. He was the last GOP candidate to win an overall majority of the popular vote. We want to talk about this now with CBS News political analyst and GOP strategist, Leslie Sanchez. I know you've had a very late night, too, Leslie. Good to see you this morning. But we have to talk about that.
They need to send that bitch back to her country. Look. Look.
You know, I grew up actually shopping in thrift stores a lot. I collected a lot of vintage.
Let's get a 30,000-foot view now. For
What's
that, we
up,
bring
Brian?
in NBC's senior Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson and Kristen Welker, moderator of Meet the Press. First of all, you look great considering you've only slept. You slept maybe 40 minutes between the two of you. Kristen, let me start with you because President-elect Trump, undeniably, perhaps the most transformational politician of our time. Twice
55% of Latino men.
Faces a slew of criminal and civil charges. Nearly assassinated twice.
You know what that means then, right? If 55% of Latino men voted for Trump, that means if you see two Hispanics, 9 times, look, it's a 55% chance. You definitely know one of them is a white supremacist. But it's a 5% chance the other one is too. That's what that means. If you got a Latino, if it's two Latino, one of them think he a white man. Felix, because you know what I'm saying is true. Most of y'all motherfuckers think y'all white men. Most of y'all motherfuckers think y'all white men. And that's what it is. Then they Catholic, they don't believe. All that shit that our women believe in, them motherfuckers come over here and vote against that. And they don't like our women. They think our women poison their women. Cause see over there, they, over Mexico and all of that, they handles their women. We ain't never been that tight. That's not the epitome of manhood and a normal black household to handle your woman. You should. That's why a nigga never want to mess with a broad who say, you can't handle me. Bitch, why I need to handle you? Honestly, that's the woman you don't want to date. Any woman, a man can't handle me. Handle you? Bitch, what are you? A basketball? I ain't supposed to handle you. You supposed to conduct yourself accordingly if you're going to be with me. Or be away from me. Either way. So, we got to talk about the actual things that Donald Trump said he going to do. He said he's going to eliminate the Department of Education. Today, Steve Bannon was laughing because he said, all right, now we can say it. We really are going to do Project 2025.
Let's get real. Your butt's not perfect, but at Orgain, we support them all. Whether you're turning up a bubble butt or powering through with that peach, Orgain is the protein-packed nutrition you need to achieve your goals. Orgain, it's real nutrition for real life.
What is that?
So I think people are in for a rude awakening, y'all, about what is going to happen moving forward. The second Trump term is going to be a lot more unhinged than the first. And the first was pretty fucking unhinged. But the reason why this one is going to be total balls to the wall, anything goes, is because of the Supreme Court ruling that said Trump has immunity if anything is considered within his official duties, right? You could make a stretch argument for anything being official duties. So he has immunity. And he's very clearly, purposefully surrounding himself with nothing but loyalists. Any of the guardrails, any of the establishment voices who said, I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't go too far here or there, that's all over with, man. There will be no Bill Barr at the DOJ to say, I'm not going to send out fraudulent letters saying the election was stolen. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to seize the voting machines. Let's not declare martial law. Let's not invoke the Insurrection Act. Let's not shoot protesters in the leg. Done, gone, over. It'll be people like Mike Flynn around him, Steve Bannon around. These are the people who will be around him. And everything Trump wants to do, every instinct, every visceral idea, it's fuck it, go ahead, go for it. They're going to totally destroy the regulatory state. There is no doubt about that. The Supreme Court, gone for a generation, 7-2 conservative, if not worse. But now, guys, this is literally the day after. The day after. They're letting it all hang out. So you were told, and I was told, and I heard even from some people who were on the Democratic side, the liberal side, the leftist side, bro, Trump's not going to do Project 2025, bro. Trump has distanced himself from it. What are you talking about, bro? He's got nothing to do with that. Forget the fact that the Heritage Foundation led that, and he had a lot of Heritage Foundation people in his administration the first time, and he spoke at the Heritage Foundation and said, you guys are going to lay the ideological framework for our next time in office. Forget all the connections. Forget the fact these people already worked on policy for him, and they're laying out the next policy. Forget that. He distanced himself. He's not going to do it, bro. Listen to this.
Matt Walsh, welcome back. Matt Walsh, I think, is a very smart and a funny guy. Just put up on Twitter. Now that the election is over, I think we can finally say that, yeah, actually Project 2025 is the agenda. That's from Matt Walsh. Fabulous.
There's the admission. Project 2025 is the agenda. That's what this party believes, guys. I think a lot of people voted for Trump because he's a revolutionary conservative, and they like the revolutionary part. They don't know about the conservative part. Well, you're about to find out that being a revolutionary conservative is...
Ain't it though, LT? The motherfuckers voted to deport themselves. I had a Jamaican nigga talking shit. I said, nigga, do you think you ain't gonna be on the chopping block? I said, nah, nigga, you gonna have to go back home and pick coconuts. Trey, I wasn't. Latino men run around driving around in pickup trucks looking like who? Latino men are always riding around. But that's their problem. I don't care about that, to be honest. My concern is you. In the school in your neighborhood getting shut down. And now your kids got to get bused to an all-white school and indoctrinated. And now you bringing a little coon home every day. A con man who made his whole career of not paying contracts and contractors that he owed, having fights with unions and having to pay them. A con man who spent his whole life doing that. We gonna trust him to look out for the working man. when one day they come in and say they cutting the funding to your kid's school. Why? Because they taught about Harriet Tubman. They cut the funding to your kid's black school. Why? Because they teach about Harriet Tubman. Nigga, look at some of the motherfucking policy proposals. I'm not saying that. You got kids, this affects you. Don't go listen to no childless Negro who in his 50s is just mad. No, this gonna have specific ramifications. And you need to know what they are and what to be prepared for. Some of us ain't gonna make it. We're gonna know some people who not gonna make it. We're gonna have to figure out ways now. Let's let's implement a strategy and a plan early. I about to say Social Security, Medicare. If you got any old people that's on that shit about to go. Get ready to move back into your mom's house to help her. Keep in mind, anything he wanted to do or he said he gonna do, they have took the last 4 years since he lost that election to put everything in place, even the way you vote. Look what Ron DeSantis did in Florida. He made it so, oh, you gotta have 60% for it to pass. So the abortion bill, even though it did win, it didn't pass. The weed bill, it did win, but it didn't pass. Most of that, the Latino vote. Florida gone, y'all. I was just telling somebody, I'm not going back. They're like, why not? I'm like, this why? I'm not going back to Florida. Look at you with Shay. They been gone. Yeah, y'all right. That's why I ain't been back in so long. Shit, he almost won New York. Brad said I never wanted to go to Florida. Right now, we gotta start looking at certain states like sundown states. For real, we gotta start looking at states a different way. Anything can go, and all. I ain't saying you safe in no blue state, but in a red state, that's it. Everything goes. Yeah, Arizona, any of them states, Pennsylvania, I won't be going there no more. Cause I was noticing that in 2020 and 20, I was like, it's a lot of Trumpers out this joint. Texas, not fucking with it. Not fucking with it. Nigga be shot full of 80 holes by police bullets. The police gonna call it a suicide and it's gonna get rubber stamped. North Carolina. Yep. You got them little pockets. I'm trying to tell you, you only got them little pockets, but you dominated by the people who control the money. I told you, niggas gonna be worried about, look, niggas just sit here worried about dumb shit. Oh, and say goodbye to reparations. Rest in peace to reparations. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know it's RIP to reparations. There's never going to, at least for Amy Coney Barrett, like 40 something, at least 35, 40 years. Go. Hey, shit. Some of that shit y'all saying goodbye to, I don't really care. I'm just saying. LT, how you know I was talking about you? I was just saying, say goodbye to reparations, though. Bahar, shut the fuck up again. Just shut up. Shut the fuck up. It's a marathon. Now that shit is back to an impossibility. Shut up. Not in our lifetime. Yeah, nigga, what do you mean, our? No, you should slap yourself. Shut it up. Nigga, happy belated, nigga. Getting old and dumb. Hush. Nigga, that's not the, no. We not supposed to be taking steps backwards when we was making a surge forward. That's the point. God damn, niggas was supposed to be able to see the forest through the trees. Niggas was supposed to be able to see the forest through the trees. That's what I'm saying. But this proves exactly what I was saying. It's a lot of white folks. It's a lot of white folks, Mahari, that's against reparations. 81% of white men voted for Trump. 81, you can almost guarantee that's how many white men are against reparations. See, what you'll understand is, Bahari, all of this shit is a reaction to make sure that reparations ain't a possibility. Once you erase history from schools, I don't owe you nothing that I don't know nothing about. I don't owe you nothing I don't know nothing about. If it ain't gonna be an eye like that, what? It's just gonna be some old story that black folks tell in their home. That shit's not gonna turn into no bill. It's got to be loud out in front and out in public like it was. It's got to be put on legislation bills, and it's got to have a chance to live. We can't have motherfuckers at office that don't even want to teach the history of the slavery, so that when we make our reparations claim, everybody know what we talk about. You gonna have kids going, I don't believe slavery ever happened. They never taught me that in school. That kid gonna be darker than me. You heard what that Jamaican mammy in Virginia said. You heard what that Jamaican mammy in Virginia said. We should just get over slavery. No. The problem is we ain't thinking strategic enough. We all, the same niggas telling you that you being emotional, they being emotional too. It's not gonna be that bitch Kamala. I'm not that bitch. I'm not that, oh, that bitch. Y'all, look, you crashing out. You're emotional. No, nigga, you emotional. Why? Because I'm saying that I understand why some motherfuckers might have to vote for it. Again, I told you she was going to win Maryland. I told you I knew who was going to win. There's no need for me to vote in my state. Everybody I wanted to win in my state won. Right. How is racism outdated? Racism outdated. Okay. That's why she got less votes than Hillary Clinton. That's why she got less votes than Hillary Clinton. Come on, man. No. White women voted for her at like 68%. Would that let you know? Most white women you see are Karens. 2/3 of the white women you meet is a fucking Karen. She will call the police on your monkey ass. That's what that means. Right. It ain't gonna look, the 12 transgenders, wherever they are, cause they ain't in my state, but the 12 transgenders that was trying to play girls basketball will not get to play girls basketball no more, okay? Yep, you happy now. And now also you don't get paid overtime. But you gotta work it or you get fired. And there's no workman's guarantees. This is easier to bust up unions. This is easier to bust up unions. Now motherfuckers who work 30, 40, 50, 60 years might lose their pension over some bullshit. But Ply's crying, so, you know. I know, there's a lot of shit people don't think about. Yeah, the minimum wage ain't gonna go up. Watch this. As as president, Trump declined to defend a similar Obama era rule, instead promulgating his own rule, which resulted in far fewer people eligible for overtime pay. Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation blueprint for a second Trump presidency, proposes an overhaul of federal overtime rules that would give employers more flexibility. Trump has tried to distance himself from the document, but at campaign events this fall, he admitted as a private sector employer, he hated paying overtime and would sometimes hire more workers just to avoid it. I'd say no, get me 10 other guys. I don't want to have time and a half. Trump has tried to use the issue to win over working class voters by rolling out a proposal to make overtime wages tax-free. Many policy analysts have panned the idea, finding it could cost the government well over $1 trillion in tax revenues over the next decade. On a side note, Trump followed by Harris proposed getting rid of taxes on tips. The Yale Budget Lab estimates even this more limited move will significantly increase the budget deficit while exacerbating inequities. Trump gutted federal employee unions and expressed support for right to work laws, which weakens unions by allowing workers to opt out of paying union dues. He stacked the Labor Department and the National Labor Relations Board with corporate-friendly appointees. Project 2025 details more steps he could take to render unions powerless. Slim. Then it's going to be a Supreme Court, right? That's pro-Trump. So say he go against, oh, then Elon Musk going to be in charge of that. I bet. I bet that's what Elon Musk going to be in charge of. Because, yeah. Talk about, oh no, I like school choice, yeah. The problem is the only choice you're going to have is a white ass school, and you're going to have to take your son or daughter way across town to a white ass school, find a way to get them there, because it ain't going to be no buses, especially if you're in a state that mismanages money. This is not going to be good in no kind of way. And I just don't see how us as a community, I don't see how us as a community gonna be able to get around a lot of hardship for these next 4 years. For real, for real. Times gonna be hard on niggas. I'm praying for everybody, and I ain't a prayer. This is. I hate to say it, but being stupid really is. I always say it should hurt to be that stupid, and that's about the hurt for being that stupid. It's about the hurt. All across the country, for certain niggas, it's about the hurt. But this, it probably hurt all the motherfuckers who thought it was good. So that's the good thing. But this ain't. I don't see how this gonna come out anyway other than bad. I got a lot more people getting sick. I got a lot more water being dirty. I got a lot of air being dirty. I'm about to say, damn, this nigga. Hopefully, it takes some time. I look at it like this. He can't shut down the board of education this year. So we're going to get through 20, whatever your school curriculum and shit is, it's going to make it through the whole year. Beware for drastic changes. 25, 26 year, if your kid is in school, yeah. 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28. We probably have another pandemic by then. If it ain't or water poisoning in a black neighborhood somewhere. This shit crazy. Yeah, this shit crazy. That's what I'm worried about. I'm like, God damn, school gonna be fucked up. They ain't gonna be bringing no trannies to read stories to them. That wasn't happening in my school now. That's what I'm saying. That shit happened in one school. That ain't happening in every school. You don't fuck up every school because one school fucked up. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Motherfuckers is out here arguing with you. They trying to turn your kids to girls. Nah, they ain't doing that. They are trying to whitewash them, and I don't like that. The biggest problem is they try to dumb them down and whitewash them. As long as you can read and parrot back what we tell you, you a good student. That's what they teach you. As long as you able to parrot back what I say and able to read a book, you a good student. No, you a moron. Niggas is cheeseheads, and they not from Wisconsin. Shouts out to cellmate. He voted for Cornel West on that ass. I ain't mad at that. Shouts out to cellmate. He voted for Cornel West on your black ass. I ain't mad at him. Shit. At least he voted for somebody with principles. Whatever they are, I don't know. And the lesson the Democrats gonna learn from it is be more white supremacists. Mm-mm. For real. The winner was white supremacy. And they gonna be the loser too though. We gonna feel some of the shrapnel. Understand that. He gonna let police just run rampant, son. And trust me, now that they know they got the full backing all the way up to the presidency, once he bail out the January 6ers, everything is good. I just want to know what we going to talk about next. Bammers keep saying that dumb shit. He was already president, yeah, but it wasn't rules in place where he could do what he do. Well, why the Democrats ain't stop him? Cause politics is run by white people, and the people who vote for these people are white people. Real talk. I was looking at the map. When you look at the map, you like, don't no niggas live there. Look at the electoral map. You couldn't possibly blame black people. Don't no niggas live. She lost Georgia because niggas live in 3 spots in Georgia: Atlanta, Savannah, Augusta. That's it. Niggas live in them 3 spots. Everywhere else niggas sprinkle, it don't matter. Niggas are concentrated in those 3 spots. The rest of Georgia is racist as a motherfucker. What you say, Bert? Lithonia? Nah, that shit don't count. Rest of Georgia is straight KKK. You look at some of that electoral college, you like, don't no niggas live there. That's not gonna happen. Right. I look at the motherfucker. I looked at that shit. I said, damn. That show you exactly the spots niggas can visit. Oh no, well, we ain't expected it. We didn't expect that. We expected that. Yes, a bunch of people in the South love a white man. That's what we say. It ain't nobody. The niggas is in 3 places in the South. They really don't make no difference. It's just like that when you look at the pockets up in the North. I'm like, they waiting to see what's going to come through in Pittsburgh, Allentown, and Philly. Them 3 spots. Them the 3 spots niggas live in Pennsylvania. Out there by Reading. Niggas live in Reading. But that's the same area. Niggas live in 3 and 4 spots. So you gotta know that when Donald Trump won, most of his electorate was white men, 80-some%, white women, 68, Hispanic men who think they white, 55%. Then you start looking at that electoral college map, that's where all of them people live at. They talk about some black men voted for. No, they didn't. Most of us ain't vote. Then a lot of us voted, like I said, Sam May voted for Cornel West. I know a few motherfuckers that did that. So that's what I'm saying. You had a lot of people who did that. That's why they said Jill Stein got like 400,000 votes. Guarantee most of them was black. So I said she got voted by black people at an 80% clip. And that's what I figured would happen. What I also figured what happened was most white, I was about to say, but she got to get white people at a 30% clip. At best, she got like 25. I knew that. I knew that going in. I said, she got to get white people. And it ain't no way, I don't care what niggas say, ain't no way when they looked at her, they was like, hey, that nigga ain't going to be no president. And you saw it in the vote. It was 80%. You saw it. That's why Latino women was 55 for her. Latino men was 55 against her. It all makes sense. Oh shit, he can call the military in. Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah, plenty of PA Latinos. In 2 years, the inflation will be out of control. And people who in a non-union state, them niggas gonna be working like slaves. Niggas is playing games. They gonna be working their ass off. Like, oh, we made money. No, you work like a slave with no protections. You probably ain't gonna have. It's gonna be harder for you to get unemployment. Oh, we about to be fuck. Niggas, mothers, and fathers about to be getting set out if they on Social Security. Motherfuckers who sick, well, no, for real, it's gonna be union contract disputes all across the country. It's gonna be some wild shit. Niggas is saying goofy shit because they ain't really smart. Only thing they know is I listen to this. No, nigga, you better look into what's about to happen. That's what I said. I want them to fail. Ow, eat a dick. He just said what he gonna do. I want him to fail, motherfucker. I'm worried about what's gonna happen to my folks. I don't want my son to go to a school where he's indoctrinated to be a white man or a moron like y'all who celebrate white men. I don't want my schools to be underfunded because we got teachers who don't teach, who do teach our kids not to be morons like y'all and underfund our school. When somebody runs on a plan that's going to do that, I want them to fail. Yes, motherfucker, I want them to fail. When he about to put a motherfucker in charge of the EPA, when we in a world where we gotta worry about real shit and like our kids and stuff like that, the motherfuckers playing, talking about drink beer, bros. I don't drink beer. Those niggas are weirdos, and they gotta go. What we gonna talk about? Right, those niggas are weirdos. Obviously, they've never read a book. But for those of us who read and want better for not just you, but your kids, and your kids' kids, and I see that now. I don't see nothing in that nigga's policies that's trending for my kids to end up in a better situation. As a matter of fact, his shit is so bad, it make right now look good. Y'all not paying attention. When the shit a motherfucker is offering is worse than the shit you got, you should be able to identify that. Right now, we've lost that ability. We've lost that ability. That's what I'm saying. When a nigga, we've lost that ability. Motherfucker, you want him to fail. Well, let's see. I was reading all some of his policies. All of them, how they negatively affect us. Yes, I want him to fail. I want him to fail where he makes it impossible for people to get paid overtime. He said he was going. That was a lie. That was a lie. He has no problem lying. Why? All I know is this. None of that shit can like. None of that shit can like go into effect until maybe like close to the summertime. If I were you, this is what I would do. That shit ain't going to the summertime. So if I were you, this is exactly what I would do. I would work every minute I could to get as much overtime as I can to enjoy whatever little bit of overtime I got or whatever. Cause shit gonna get sticky. I told you, give it around your kids 25, 26 school year. That's when we gonna see. But as it stands, be prepared. Don't be a goofy ass. Be prepared. Don't play. This ain't. Breathe, bro. Don't be a dumbass. Get aware. Get some consciousness. Read a book. Stop listening to YouTube. Yes, a YouTuber telling you that. Stop listening to YouTubers. Listen to people who can get sued. So I suggest, yes, you have to listen to CNN, Al Jazeera, Sky News, BBC, shut up, MSNBC, ABC News, whatever news you can consume, consume it. And especially your local papers to figure out how this is going to affect you. Because that's what I did. I was like, hey, like, how would shutting down the Department of Education affect Prince George's County schools? when Donald Trump told Elon Musk one of his first acts as president would be to close the Department of Education, move education back to the states. Let me finish reading. He was invoking a GOP promise that goes back to Ronald Reagan and the department's founding. Yet, through multiple Republican administrations, including Trump's first term, the Department of Education has persisted. That hasn't stopped Democrats from sounding the alarm that Trump's views epitomize the GOP's bad intention for public schools. The fact that the Republican Party's platform also calls for closing the department, as does the Conservative Heritage Foundation's Project 2025, has only intensified Democrats' distress. We're not going to let him eliminate the Department of Education that funds our public schools. Okay. The department has become a kind of a trophy in a larger debate about the meaning of public education, said Rick Hess, Department of Education Policy Studies at the American Enterprise Institute. In fact, he said the Department of Education actually has very little to do with that debate. Abolishing it doesn't advance school choice, and keeping it doesn't do much for traditional district schools. But it becomes a symbol of which side you're on in that debate. So, what exactly does the Department of Education do? Why do so many conservatives want to see it go away? Why has it survived? And what would it take for that to actually happen? A brief history of the Department of Education. The federal government spent money on education and developed education policies going back to the 19th century. But the Department of Education didn't become a standalone agency until 1980, when it split off from the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. President Carter advocated for the creation of the department to fulfill a campaign promise to the National Education Association. Congress passed the Department of Education Organization Act in '79. Some Democrats and American Federation of Teachers opposed the idea due to fears about excessive federal meddling in local education decisions and concerns that it would cater to the NEA's interests. Reagan, Carter's successor, campaigned on abolishing the brand new department. But Reagan's first education secretary, Terrell Bell, commissioned the landmark report, A Nation at Risk, the imperative for educational reform, warning that America was losing its competitive edge. It advocated for a strong federal role to ensure students received high quality education. If the federal government is coming out with a report that shows all the things that need to be fixed, and at the same time we're backing out of it, those are not compatible positions, said Michael Feuer, Dean of George Washington University's Graduate School. The Department of Education does lots of things, like monitor school performance, promote evidence-based practices. Its biggest K through 12 programs by dollar amount provide money to high poverty schools and for students with disabilities. Let me read that again. Its biggest K-12 programs by dollar amount provide money to high poverty schools and for students with disabilities. Some of its most high profile and controversial work involves enforcing civil rights protections. The department also plays a major role in distributing financial aid for higher education. Why do conservatives want to end the Department of Education? Some of the dislike is ideological. For conservatives, less government is better. Education is not mentioned directly in the U.S. Constitution. And new department overs. That's the dumbest shit. And new department overseeing functions that remain mostly the purview of local government is low-hanging fruit. Under Democratic administrations, the department has also sided with more progressive approaches to education and civil rights enforcement. The Obama administration, for example, told schools that if they suspended or expelled black students at higher rates than other groups, that could be a sign they were illegally discriminating in how they administered student discipline. Critics said the rules pushed schools to adopt laxer disciplinary policies. That made schools less safe. Betsy DeVos, Trump's education secretary, rescinded those rules. The Biden administration has not reinstated them. More recently, the Biden administration issued Title IX rules that provide greater and more explicit protection for gay kids. Rules that Republican-led states have sued to block. And yeah, they're going to get them blocked. All the while, achievement gaps based on race and poverty haven't gone away. They have narrowed by some measures. We have ample evidence that it is not serving its purpose, Bush has said of the department. Abolishing it, he added, is consistent with both the interest in smaller government and the interest in doing what's right for the kids. So in other words, they're going to cut the department who spend money on making sure black kids ain't suspended more than white kids and doing something about it. They're going to cut the department that funds the schools that have the less money and need the most help. So they might get computers and stuff like that. They're going to cut the department that funds schools with kids with disabilities. So you got an autistic kid that goes to a school, it's going to lose a lot of resources. Because the Peckerwood believe in small government. Do I want that to fail? A nigga asked me, a nigga literally came in here and asked me, do I want that to fail? Yeah. Stop playing with me. Stop. Don't play with me. I ain't even gonna entertain. Then there's no plan how to integrate all these kids. Because that shit lead to school closings. And I know about that because that shit happened to a lot of schools I know. And then they tried to stuff all these kids into one school. Then they figured out, oh, I know what to do. Just gentrify the neighborhood and move all them kids out. And it's not going to be no social safety net and no shit like that. I read that too. What they about to do with now you buying my ass niggas. These bitches living off these food stamps. Yeah, one of them gonna be your grandmother, nigga. One of them gonna be your grandmother, your auntie who sick. You goofy nigga. That's crazy. But that's real talk, y'all. Niggas is really goofballs. And they will say silly shit to you. Yeah, hey, mom, she won't let me see my daughter, mom. Can you call her? Man, ain't no woman can't run no country. Hey, mom, I got a job tomorrow, mom. Can you wake me up? Ain't can't no woman run no country. That's what I'm saying. Niggas say that. Niggas say that. Bert, you know I ain't lying. That's just how niggas be. Hey, mom, mom. It blows my mind the niggas that I know in real life that done said that to me, and I went, I know you though. You know I know you though. Wild this shit, but we gonna be alright. A lot of dumb niggas gonna get fired though. You gonna have to work your ass off. You niggas was too busy looking at sports and shit. You should have watched a news channel and got your goofy ass a clue. You was too busy sitting there. You know, I watch just as much news as I watch sports. And it's not Tariq Nasheed. That's not considered news. I love Jason Black. I love Professor Black Truth. That's not considered news. They letting us know shit, but I gotta go read up on shit. I don't know about you, man. I don't let nobody talk around me. White folks can't talk around me. What you mean? You know I know what you talking about, right? I have to let them know, motherfucker, you know I know what you talking about. White folks can't talk around me. I know what you talking about. You gotta know. And watch other news. Like I said, the first thing I watch news from abroad. I watch news from Britain, because I can understand the fuck they talking about. And I watch the Al Jazeera's. Look at Elon. Elon fucking with my shit already. They like Elon about to be in charge of some shit. This ain't gonna be good. Right. Watch out of India time. That nigga watching Monkey Man news. That nigga watching the Curry channel. And it's not Steph. I don't like their accent. I at least I like my shit sound like Benny Hill. Hello. You look at Donald Trump. The American people, they're some fucking buffoons. People celebrating Trump's victory. Andre, you be saying that shit, them niggas is buck dancing and they think they won something. Niggas said I can use this school choice. What? Them niggas wasn't serious about reparation. They should be just like me. Like, all right, what's the new strategy for reparation? Like, what you mean? Because we can't go like at legislation right now, so we're gonna have to do something else. What you mean? Where it's no such thing, then they gonna shoot it down. They gonna shoot it down, and every supreme, even if you try, you got the Supreme Court now. They gonna try to get rid of any type of watch. I'm telling you, it's going. All it takes is for him to appoint one of them moms for liberty. They can make it illegal in your school to teach anything about race. It's got to be George Washington and Jesus. And if it ain't George Washington and Jesus, we not funding your school. And your kid's hungry than a motherfucker at the school. It ain't gonna hurt my kid. I feed him. I send him with a lunch. But his kids didn't eat the lunch. And sometimes he forget his lunch. I'm telling y'all some real shit. This shit is not funny. This niggas playing games. I look at certain shit. I'm like, hold up. This nigga great spin the rails with no regards. I hope don't no company get froggy where I live at. But where a lot of y'all live at, it's about to get hectic. You about to see. You got good thing is you got a year. Like it take a minute. He can't just do his policies. I know this. Watch how shit change in the 2026 election. Watch how shit change. Watch how shit change in the 2026 election. It's it's gonna be some wild shit in 2026 election. I can almost guarantee you some people will change. But the wild shit is where they gonna come from. It's because look, motherfuckers didn't learn that. The Democratic base learned that Hispanic voters don't give a fuck about immigration or abortion. All they care about is the economy. And they not smart either. Because they ain't paying attention to, hey, I'm paying more because it's a war. It's wars going on, you dumbass. You gonna be paying more. Donald Trump say you bring the people back, I make more money. No, you won't. What it is he gonna start making it legal to stiff you motherfuckers. And you gonna get less money. Then he gonna send half you motherfuckers home if you squawk about it. No bullshit. If you squawk about it, they gonna send your ass home. I know that nigga listens to Tariq. He said Harris would be the end. Tariq said, man, if Kamala Harris wins, that'll be the end of the black community. What? Really? I don't even think that if Trump wins. I think it's gonna be fucked up for the black community because they gonna be going after us. He didn't make any policies that to harm us. The brother brought up how one of them accelerated gentrification. One of the acts that he specifically did accelerated gentrification. And then Tariq will say gentrification was already happening. Already happening. Probably not, Shay. Probably not. I might listen to him go back and forth with the Africans, but right now, I think it's shit that's more important than that, Shay. I think niggas is worried about all this old other shit they can't control. Meanwhile, it's shit right in front of them that they need to be paying attention to and trying to figure out how they can control it. Again, I knew how I can control mine, Shay. Live where I live at. Look, they still believe in states' rights, right? Well, Maryland got the right to be the state that it is. They just got to get. The fucked up thing is everybody don't live in Maryland. And Baltimore gonna struggle for it. Baltimore gonna struggle. To a lesser extent where I live at gonna struggle. We gonna get hit. I'm prepared, thank God. I got an alternative, thank God. But then I got my aunt who living off her social security and stuff like that. And she worried about her shit getting cut. My aunts and uncles done got older. Now my father about to retire. My father about to retire this year. This year coming up, my father about to retire and they about to pull this shit. The good thing is he still got his pension and all of that shit. But hopefully, but we know Social Security on the chopping block. They will try to ask my father work 3 more years. My father might. I ain't even gonna say that. Hmm. Hmm. Why do they celebrate? See what I told you? What I tell y'all? I told you Tariq was a Trump supporter. Why is he celebrating his win? The, the man is legally trying to give. Look, the man is legally trying to get, literally trying to give police more immunity to kill us. And Tariq's answer is, I mean, they're already doing it now. Well, if that's the case, why was you mad at Biden about the crime bill? I mean, it was if that's the case, they was already locking us up. Think about that, y'all. He telling you they all ain't no reason to be worried about Trump. They already killing us now. What? Dumb motherfucker. Well, if that's the case, what was you mad about Biden's crime bill for? They was already locking us up. We was already going to jail. Right? That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. If you gonna use that stupid ass logic. You know that's bad logic and you smarter than that. It is though. Shot sauce. It is. It is gonna go up with white people. And he gonna be having them dumbass conversations. Hey, sir. And try to do a look and try to do a documentary about Francis Cress Wilson, and that'll soothe all the idiots. Nah, that's alright. Then he gonna have motherfuckers. Only he the one that ever met her. He had me laughing. I'm gonna put Professor Allen H in there. Professor Allen H. He never met her. I said, man, that's the nigga that was great. Say what's up to my folks on Twitter. This motherfucker gonna free all the motherfuckers from January shit. So that I mean, that's not gonna embolden them. They already emboldened. No, that's why they wanted Trump back. They was a little scared. Even though, yeah, this Justice Department wasn't doing shit. That's why I wasn't advocating for them. That's why I wasn't sitting there saying this is a great Justice Department. It's not. It's not. It's not though. It's not. Yeah, the game on. Okay. Yeah, the game on. I'm watching the game. That that's gonna be it, right? That's gonna be back to it again. Look, we know one thing. Won't nobody be kneeling. Won't nobody be kneeling. He might make it mandatory. You've got to stand if you don't have your hand over your heart and you play football or basketball. That son of a bitch better never play. Cause y'all know he gonna come after the NFL because he's still mad. They ain't give him a team. Shit, they might, shit, while we bullshit, they might come after some of us YouTube channels. You never know. Like, I ain't know I was gonna vote for that. I know. You was just voting for a white supremacist because you was trying to teach the Democrats a lesson. Good night, Shay. But yeah, good thing is, it wasn't a lot of us that did this. This is white people's fault. So, again, black people, don't be mad. Y'all didn't do this. It was white people. We didn't have nothing to do with this. Wasn't your fault. It was white folk. No, there's no such thing as Latinos. Those are white folk, Andre. There are literally no such thing as Latinos. Those are just white folk. That's what this race has taught us. That it's black folk and white folk. We have no friends. Look at the Latinos that voted Cardi B. Come on, Fat Joe. Cosplaying. Look, cosplayers voted for her. Crazy Legs probably vote. Nah, he voted for Trump. Crazy Legs voted for Trump. And Derek Cologne. That's who voted for. Right, Amadi. Right. You voted. Ain't make a damn difference. Where you live at again, Amadi? Don't you live in Texas? Right. Bad Bunny. Right. That's the niggas who voted. Yeah, you're in Detroit. Okay, you're in Michigan. Yeah, it did make a difference. All them white folks out there were voting against you. Shit, Pitbull voted for Trump. Pitbull was at a rally, him and Flo Rida one time. Flo Rida, I swear to God, look that up. Flo Rida and Pitbull. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, don't name them. God damn, Google don't even remember that nigga. This Amber Rose whore. What is Amber Rose? She must got somebody in jail. You better. They had 15 shots on one possession. But anyway, man, y'all going and chill. Enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. Just pay attention and make sure you look up the different ways that his policies can and will affect you in your city and try to insulate yourself, man. You know we're gonna be together during this hard time no matter what until they take me out of the game. So until that happens, I continue to bring y'all the uncensored, unfiltered, unmitigated truth. No matter who the fuck agree with me, I don't give a fuck. What we not gonna do is play during these trying times. So, as always, fuck the Peckerwood. Keep your head up. Yeah, and come to Maryland if you can. FEZ. I'm out.